Hey everybody, my name is Mike Tomorrow, and I want to welcome you to the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's. Today's topic I'm going to be talking about is part of our numbers series that we have done a couple of videos on last year, but I'm going to do another video this time around. So, anyways, dates are numbers, and remembering dates can be easy for some people, and they can be hard for others. Now, an Aspie tends to remember dates well, because they're numbers. Because 1 through 12 corresponds with a month, and then 1 through 30, 31, 28, 29 corresponds to days, and then the year. Now, I could remember dates like crazy when I was younger. Could remember when someone's birthday is, could tell them what day of the week it was, or what day of the week it's going to be in the following year, or in a year down the road, or whatever. The calendar, this is pretty simple for people to remember this. The calendar has a 28-year cycle, which means this year, 2015, was a repeat of 1987. Because 2015 minus 28 equals 1987. Now, I'm 31 years old, so I already lived through a cycle plus 3 years. Now, 2015 will be repeated again in 2043, which is another 28 years down the road. So, it's a 28-year cycle, basically, of what days of the week is everything. Do not believe those posts that you're going to have a month that has 5 Fridays, 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays, once in every, 100 years, 200 years, whatever. Do not believe those hypes, because it will happen for that particular month once in every, or no, not one, 4 times for every 28 years. So, it happens at least 4 times in every 28 years. Now, the calendar cycle, you may know, is pretty simple to know. Because you have, well, let's do this calendar cycle as an example of what I'm talking about. The year 2009, this calendar was here. 6 years later, 2015, here you go again. You have the same calendar as 2009. Now you have 2020. January and February do not have the same calendar structure as rest of 2015. They'll have the calendar structure from 2014. However, from March through December, you will have the same calendar structure as 2015 for 2020. And then January and February of 2016 will have the same calendar pattern as January and February of 2021. And then in 2026, we have the same calendar pattern again, just like it was in 2015. Then you won't see this calendar pattern again until, or calendar structure again, until 2037, which is 11 years. Because in 2032, it gets skipped. It gets leaped. Though the January and February of 2026 are the same as January and February of 2032. So, but yes, the calendar structure goes 4 years. 4 times every 28 years, you'll have the same calendar structure. I know it's kind of hard to believe that, but that's the truth, and that's the way our calendar structure works in this world. So, and Aspies are pretty good at remembering dates even if it was a good date or a bad date, because they know where they are and could figure out where they are, and they could figure out what day of the week something's going to be happening and when it's going to happen. You know, this topic was actually brought up by a mom with two twin boys that are both on the spectrum, and she commented on her Facebook page that one of her sons could actually remember when someone's birthday is and could know what day of the week it's going to be falling on. And you know, I was thinking, it's weird because I know this. I can do the same thing. So basically, it might be an Asperger trait that we have, that we could remember dates. You know, I know it might sound crazy, and I know that not all Aspergers have this trait, but you know, but if I could see something that I did, or I do remember doing, and a young 6-year-old boy that's doing the same thing, there's a coincidence right there that something could be an Asperger trait, you know, or it could be an Asperger thing, you know. So, and that's what I'm trying to figure out too on this, because you know, it's clever that we know the dates, we know what day of the week they're going to be on and all that, you know. And for most years, if you have a Monday, July 13th, the next year it'll be on Tuesday, July 13th. Except, here's the thing. Today's July 13th, Monday, 2015. Next year, July 13th will be on a Wednesday because of leap year. So it'll be July 13th, 2016. You know, and that's weird to figure that out that way, but it's the way life goes. Now, you won't see a Tuesday, July 13th again until 2021, when it's back on the calendar cycle. Basically, like I said, the calendar cycle goes 6, 5, 6, 11. Pretty simple to remember that, huh? So 6, 5, 6, 11. You know? And I know it's crazy to think that way, but it's the truth. But like I say earlier, do not believe in those posts that say you have like 5 Mondays, 5 Tuesdays, 5 Wednesdays this month, and it won't happen again until like 2043 or something, or 2000. Wait a minute. I need to recorrect that, because 2015 will be again 2043. I mean, you know what I mean. Don't believe those posts that say, oh, this won't happen again until like 2137. You know? Don't believe those posts, because it does happen once, 4 times in every 28 years. You know, so please remember that when you post it, when you post those links on Facebook, or those pictures on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, about how this month has 5 Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays in the month of July, blah, 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 blah. It won't happen again until 2137. Do not believe that hype, because it's not true. It does happen it happens 4 times in a 28-year cycle. And this calendar structure is a 28-year cycle, believe it or not. But, however, and there is one exception to the rule. If the century year, the years that end in 00, if they are not divided by 4, those years do not have a leap year. So 2100, 2200, 2300 will not have leap years. However, if the year ends in 00, is divided by 400, right? Did I say 400 before with the other ones? I don't think so. Well, it has to do with hundreds, and it has to deal with 400. If the century year, the 00 year, if that century year, like 2100, if that is not easily divided by 400, then it will not be a leap year. But if it is, it has a leap year. So 2000 was a leap year. 2400 will be a leap year. And you know what's strange too? And I just realized this, or I figured it out. This is a 400-year cycle. Even though we have a 28-year cycle for repeating months and repeating years, there is a 400-year cycle too. And believe it or not, there is a repeating 400-year cycle. So there will be a Monday, July 13th in the year 2415. Just like there was a Monday, July 13th in 1615. So, I know that sounds a little bit crazy to figure that one out, but it's the truth. And I think because of the sun's cycle that they have, that's why they don't have leap years on the years that are not divisible by 400, the century years that are not divisible by 400. I know it sounds weird, but, you know. And by the time 2100 rolls around, I'll probably be 116 years old, and I don't think I'll be living that long. Or if I do live that long, I'll be the world's longest living man at the time, which I don't think will happen. And we got 85 more years before that happens, so I don't know. However, there are a few certain family members that will live in their 80s by the time they get into 2100s. It just happens that way, you know. So, alrighty, folks. Thank you for watching my videos. If you have any questions, or if you think this video was cool, or whatever, just leave a comment down below, and I'll try my best to answer them, you know. And check out my Facebook page, and check me out on Twitter, and we'll get things rolling, and we can talk and connect and whatever, you know. So, I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye for now.